Right now at 5, a confirmed case of measles in Wisconsin. What to watch for and steps schools will take as kids head back to the classroom. And the wait is almost over for lacrosse drivers. A month-long project reaching the end of the road.
Watching WKBT Lacrosse, this is News 8 Now at 5.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ken Kozarowski. Emily is off today. Wisconsin health officials are on alert as measles cases here climb. And it comes as the new school year approaches. News 8 Now's Allison Fergit has a closer look this evening. Allison.
Health officials are encouraging people around the state to be aware of the increasing measles cases, and they have some helpful reminders on how to keep yourself and your kids healthy.
According to the state of Wisconsin, there has been a confirmed laboratory case of measles and then 8 additional cases confirmed through their contact tracing.
The first cases of measles in Wisconsin have been confirmed after a family became exposed to the virus while traveling out of state. Right now, the U.S. is experiencing its worst measles outbreak in more than 3 decades. The surge comes as Wisconsin's Department of Health Services reported that vaccination rates in schools are on the decline.
We do have some concerns about that.
Sarah Lawrence has worked as a nurse in the La Crosse School District for 19 years. In that time, there's never been a case of measles, but the district does have plans in case a student catches the disease.
We would do an active investigation where we find out onset of symptoms, who they were exposed to, if they traveled, how long they had symptoms. From there.
All right, well, if you think you might have measles and want to get treatment at a hospital, make sure to call ahead so they can take the proper precautions before you arrive. Reporting in the newsroom, Allison Fergit, News 8 Now.
Allison, thank you. A News 8 Now follow-up. A Warrens man is pleading not guilty to sex crime charges. Devin Brenson is accused of having sexual contact with a 15-year-old girl. He is also the former president of a nonprofit for people suffering with addiction. A grenade-like scare at the UW Arboretum in Madison. Police say the device was sitting on the boardwalk. A bomb squad was called in as a precaution. They determined the object was an old training device.
Told by our partners at the bomb squad that they're seeing more and more cases of this because people are finding these old devices maybe at grandma and grandpa's house. They don't know what to do with it, so they just leave it somewhere in plain sight with hopes that the right folks will take care of it. That's what happened today, but we hope that it wouldn't happen in a situation like this.
A canine unit also helped sweep the area to eventually reopen the Arboretum. The town of Dodge is dealing with a road sign theft problem. Sheriffs tell News 8 Now over 6 signs have been stolen over the summer. The big concern is that emergency services vehicles rely on the signs as well as the out-of-town visitors. The signs stolen so far include Pine Creek Ridge, an ATV route sign, and a bump ahead warning.
Our emergency services definitely utilize them every time an emergency happens, and we use those daily. Visitors use them daily. U.S. Postal Service uses them. Everybody uses them. So when they're not there, they do hinder emergency response to a residence.
And replacing those signs can cost hundreds of dollars as well. Well, good news for frustrated lacrosse drivers. A major road project is close to wrapping up. News 8 Now's Grace Monk is live with the good news. Grace.
If road work on Highway 16 is impacting your commute, you won't have to worry for much longer. According to officials, it's set to reopen by the end of the month. Road work started in April from La Crosse Street to Kinney Cooley Road. Traffic has been rerouted throughout different parts of the city. On the list of improvements, road patching, resurfacing, and bridge repairs. Project manager John Bainter says they've managed to stay on schedule.
The anticipated end date was always the end of August, and we're on track to meet that. The rain did cause some slight delay, but we're able to make that time back up.
The project also included storm sewer and gutter repairs as well as signal upgrades. And right now, an official reopen date has not been determined. Reporting in La Crosse, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Well, it certainly has been a pain for many of us, so good that they've stayed on schedule. Grace, thank you very much. Environmental advocates are urging support to fund the preservation of the Mississippi River. Friends of the Upper Mississippi Wildlife and Fish Refuge hosted a Sustain Our River event over at Black River Beach Neighborhood Center. Officials say the next federal budget will overhaul existing efforts to preserve the Mississippi. They say without dedicated funding, programs to control invasive species, sediment, and erosion won't survive.
They have devoted their lives to preserving and protecting our river. And so I want to continue that work as best as possible, not just for my generation, for my kids' kids, right? This is everybody's river.
Organizers add that if environmental controls go away, the physical impact to river recreation and native fish will be devastating. It is another air quality alert day. We're getting a live look outside through our city cam. Wildfire smoke continues to make things unhealthy for sensitive groups. That alert day could last through tomorrow. And I got home about late last night and I could smell the smoke in the air. So kind of a tough return trip.
You were lucky. You missed the worst of it. It was
we did.
pretty bad at the end of last week. So it was actually an improvement today and going into tomorrow as well. But it's looking like it's going to start clearing up. Finally, we've already seen some of that improvement out there throughout the weekend. It's been very slow, but still some improvement nonetheless. If we take a look at our current air quality index across the state, still seeing some of that orange lingering in our area. That means that the air is still considered to be unhealthy for sensitive groups. So again, any folks with any respiratory issues or elderly are still going to want to use some extra caution as you go outside. Not as much of a haze though out there anymore. So again, we're still seeing that improvement, but for now, this air quality alert lasting until noon tomorrow. If we take a look outside, especially when you look at the bluff lines, still seeing a little bit of that haze, but again, definitely a lot better than we have been over the past few days. A couple clouds out there as well, so we're seeing partly cloudy conditions, but still 79 for your temperature right now in La Crosse, 77 in Eau Claire. It is sunny out, but again, that haze not really helping you see that blue sky out there. As we go throughout the rest of the evening, we'll stay fairly mild, seeing some increasing clouds as we go into the overnight period in La Crosse, but overall a fairly quiet and calm night ahead of us. Actually seeing our low temperatures stay a little bit warmer than we have been. Most of us actually not getting any cooler than 60 degrees tonight, so it's signs of a warm up that we have coming in. Definitely going to feel a little bit more like summer as we get to the end of the week. We had a nice break from it, but the heat is going to be coming back, so I'll have the details on that in a little bit.
Sounds like a plan. Thanks, Nicole. Well, Houston's Owl Center is celebrating International Owl Awareness Day with an open house. Admission is free all day. Local businesses are also offering owl-themed food and giveaways. It's also a chance for the public to learn more about the center's next big step, building the country's first owl aviary. They're currently raising money for a new facility they expect to cost more than $17 million.
No, we have probably around getting close to 1.6 million now, and that's all private funds. So we'll just keep trucking until we get there.
The center does have a link to donate to the project on its home webpage. The bins are out and News 8 Now's Stuff the Bus campaign is underway. Friday marks the 4th year of our donation drive. We're teaming up with Cooley Bank, the YMCA, and the Salvation Army to collect school supplies for students in need. You'll see donation stations set up at the La Crosse and Onalaska Walmarts from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. And our crews will be live on site. We're looking for donations of backpacks, notebooks, markers, hygiene products, and more.
The beautiful thing about our event is it's a free drop-in event. There's no pre-registration required. And so anytime between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. on August 16th, any families can stop in and get extra school supplies.
Now, monetary donations are also welcome. They'll be used to purchase additional needed supplies. You can also donate using a check. Just make it out to WKBT TV and we'll deliver the money to the YMCA. Still to come tonight, a redistricting showdown in Texas. How Democrats are attempting to block the plan pushed by President Trump and the backlash from Republicans. Plus, a change to Social Security checks, when it goes into effect, and how many people it'll impact after this. The U.S. government is stopping paper Social Security checks. It's part of the Trump administration's effort to modernize federal benefits payments. The move will impact less than 1% of recipients. Benefits can be sent through direct deposit or a prepaid debit card. The change goes into effect September 30th. A showdown in Texas over redistricting is about to come to a head as the Republican-controlled Texas State House reconvenes. CBS's Erica Brown has the latest from the White House.
Members, a quorum is not present.
The Republican-controlled Texas House of Representatives was unable to vote Monday on a newly redrawn congressional map that would favor Republicans after dozens of state Democratic lawmakers fled Texas, including some to Illinois and New York.
This is about representation, about fairness, and about the integrity of our elections.
In response, the Texas House passed a motion to compel the absent lawmakers to return or face arrest.
Leaving the state does not stop this House from doing its work. It only delays it.
Texas Republicans hold 25 of the state's 38 seats in the U.S. House of Representatives, but the new map would give the GOP an advantage in at least 5 more seats. President Trump pushed for the changes in Texas to avoid Republicans losing control of the House in the midterms, as they did in 2018. Texas Governor Abbott says the new map addresses constitutional concerns raised by the Justice Department. Now, a number of Democratic governors in blue states are threatening to retaliate.
They're leaving us no choice. We must do the same. There's a phrase, you have to fight fire with fire.
But they could face legal challenges. Texas is one of the few states that allows its state legislature to draw congressional maps and allows mid-decade redistricting. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Hollywood is remembering the late Lonnie Anderson. The actress died yesterday, days before her 80th birthday tomorrow. Her rep says the actress was battling a prolonged illness. Anderson, best known for playing Jennifer on WKRP in Cincinnati. She was also married to actor Burt Reynolds. Fans of Ozzy Osbourne want to rename an airport in England after him. Over 60,000 people have signed a petition to name the Birmingham airport after the rock star. Osbourne was born and raised in Birmingham.
If you look at other places around the world that have, musical scenes that have started in those cities, so Nashville or Memphis or LA or Detroit, they don't shut up about the fact that those musical scenes have sprung out of those areas. There is like a real hunger for us to actually recognize the musical heritage that we have.
And others are campaigning to create a statue in the neighborhood where Osbourne grew up. We will have more news ahead, but first.
Definitely want to get outside and enjoy the mild temperatures while we have them, because summer is coming back in full swing as we get towards the end of the week. I'll have all the details on how hot and humid it's looking at getting coming up right after the break. Well, we're still dealing with that lingering haze out there. You can really see it when you take a look out at the horizon, but it is looking like it's still on that slow improvement, really starting to see clear skies likely as we go into tomorrow. So here's what we're looking at tonight. Still seeing some heavier concentrations more into into eastern Wisconsin, but that'll continue to move off to our north. And even as we wake up early tomorrow morning, most of us will be in the very low levels of that extra concentration. Again, this is in the air above us, so not even at the surface. That will be even lower. And then by tomorrow evening, we'll be mostly to almost entirely clear, and we should be done at least for a short stretch coming up. I'm sure we'll have yet another band of smoke coming in before summer's over quite yet. Speaking of summer, we have summertime temperatures and humidity coming in very strong. Like I've been mentioning, we're going to slowly see a gradual increase as we go throughout every single day, adding a degree or two to our highs and our lows. Most of the area now staying around 60 degrees, where we were in the low 50s, some of us even in the 40s not so long ago. So we're definitely feeling that warm up as we go into tonight and taking a look at Tuesday's highs as well. Back to basically right on par for near normal temperatures for your highs. 84 in La Crosse on Tuesday, 82 in Eau Claire. Even a chance to maybe get a pop-up couple showers as we go throughout tomorrow, but it's really looking like most of us will stay mostly dry. Likely seeing some cloud development from some daytime heating out there from the sun, and there you can see you're gonna have to squint, but there are a couple clouds out there that might produce a quick shot of showers. Again, most of us are really looking to stay dry, and any rain that does fall will likely be very insignificant as far as rain totals go, and they should be finishing up already once that sun sets. As we go into Wednesday, though, that's when we could have some additional thunderstorm activity moving into the area. Still some questions, though, on how long this system lasts. It's coming out of Minnesota as we go into Tuesday night, reaching into our area sometime as we get closer into early Wednesday afternoon. But again, it really starts to die off and almost dissipates into basically nothing by the time it makes it into our area and loses its steam. It still could last a little bit longer, so maybe be prepared to have some light activity as we go into Wednesday late morning, but other than that, not really seeing a lot of activity for now. We'll likely see some more rain chances as we get a little bit later in the week. The main story, though, especially later in the week, is going to be the rise in temperatures. We've had a nice stretch where we were staying actually in the upper 70s for a while, but we have another chance at summer coming back. Couldn't say goodbye to it too much yet. Average high still sitting at 85. That's this white line, staying near that average for the next day or two, but as we get into Thursday, we'll have the upper 80s coming back, and some of us even reaching into the 90s for Friday. The humidity is going to be rising right along with that, so it'll definitely be feeling like summer out there. Here's our muggy meter today and tomorrow. Really not looking too bad. You'll notice a little bit of that dew point rising up, but once we get into Thursday and into Friday, that's when it really starts to feel humid out there. Not quite uncomfortable, or at least unbearable. We've definitely had our fair share of that already this summer, but we'll have a small stretch of that heat and humidity mainly going on from Thursday to about Saturday, and then we already see those temperatures falling back down pretty quickly. But until then, we do have some thunderstorm chances going into the weekend, unfortunately, so it could be a little bit of a wetter weekend. Until then, though, not looking that bad out there, especially right now.
Yeah,
pretty nice
absolutely.
Late summer temperatures until we get the real heat back.
And again, we're only a couple days of those humid conditions because I'm already starting to get into like football mode. High schoolers are going to be practicing football pretty soon.
Yeah. So we need those temperatures to fall down pretty quickly.
We do. Thanks, Nicole. Well, a giant panda at DC's Smithsonian National Zoo is celebrating today. We'll have more from the Panda Party after the break.
You're watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
A panda at DC's Smithsonian National Zoo is celebrating his first birthday in the U.S. Bao Li was given his very own custom cake with fruits and other tasty ingredients, which he very much seemed to enjoy. There he is. He arrived in D.C. from China in October, along with his potential future mate, King Bao. Well, happy birthday to him. We'll have another check of your forecast courtesy of Nicole right after this.
Taking one last look at your 8-day, we could possibly have some early morning thunderstorms for Wednesday, but we'll likely hold off and then another chance going into Wednesday night. Otherwise, the heat is really going to be taking the cake this week. 92 for your Friday high, so we're not quite out of summer yet, but it's not going to last long at least.
All right, that does it for us at 5. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you back at 6.